So recently, Cam Newton went on one of those Barstool podcasts, and it resulted in yet another viral soundbite for the NFL quarterback. Over the years, we've kind of seen that Cam Newton is a bit of a wild card, and you never really know what's going to come out of his mouth or how he's going to perform on the football field. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the man is no stranger to controversy. And so the fact that this clip really set Twitter off was no surprise, because, well, it's Twitter, and Cam Newton is basically saying here how he prefers a more traditional relationship.
I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents have been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother.
Okay, so let's just stop the clip right there. You know, he starts out by explaining what he saw in his childhood, what he describes as the perfect male role model in his father. I would say that most people with good fathers feel this way. Personally, I've always felt this way about my life. Like I always say that my dad is my idol. So while I do look up to some of these professional athletes and actors and different entertainers, I will never idolize them. Like my father has always been a superhero to me too. And so obviously with his father being the person he looks up to, he's gonna take the relationship dynamic that he had with his mother to heart and probably try to replicate that in his own life now as an adult.
I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, you know, girl, I'm a bad bitch, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
And this is where it's about to get really controversial, guys. You know that any time in our modern society when women are brought up that somebody is gonna get offended, at least when it comes to women, from a societal standpoint, they are having a bit of a renaissance. Where now we're seeing a lot more gender fluid activity. Hey yo, tell me JoJo Siwa wouldn't run the fuck out of a McDonald's. Jesus Christ. Things are not so black and white between men and women anymore, and so women are doing a lot of things that men only used to do, and men are doing a lot of things that women only used to do. It's just the way of our society right now.
To go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right?
So that's the first part that really people are all up in arms about, and I think it's because of the specific words that came out of his mouth about you need to know how to cater to a man's needs. I mean, the way people are treating that quote, you would think that Cam said that women are only good for giving blowjobs and cooking dinner. I think what he really means there is that he wants a woman who's gonna be loyal to him when he's not around, who's also gonna be very in tune to what he personally needs as a man in their relationship. And that for women, there's more to aspire to than just being the baddest chick. And just being the finest girl isn't gonna get a man to stick around. Basically, he's trying to say that he would rather have an Ayesha Curry than a Brittany Renner. It's really not that complicated. And then here comes the part that people are really getting mad about.
I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Alright, so obviously people are gonna be mad at that, but I feel like I actually have a very nuanced stance on this topic. Because I think some people, both men and women, still need to be involved in a more traditional relationship. Maybe that's just how they're wired, maybe that's what they saw growing up, maybe that's just what they think is correct in their own head. I don't know, I just think the whole idea that women should now feel bad or something if they want to be a more traditional housewife and maybe stay home and take care of the kids, I just don't think that idea should be so demonized in our modern society. Just the same way I think if a man wants to stay home and take care of his kids while the woman goes out there and is the breadwinner, that's perfectly acceptable too. I don't think anyone should be out here getting shamed for their lifestyle choices when they're not hurting anybody in the process. Like I said, guys, things are not so black and white in the modern day, and I do think with these next generations coming up, we're gonna see a lot of variation in the way people feel about relationship dynamics. And I think a lot of what he's saying here is that you have to bring more to the table than just your looks, and that being a bad bitch on Instagram isn't just the end-all be-all. Also, guys, I wanted to provide you with this part of the clip because Cam does also go with the men here. My boy Microphone dropped this one off. Shout out to you, Mike.
And I'm not just about to sit up there and beat up my queen.
No, I ain't saying it like that.
But I'm also gonna also tell the men to start being men, bro.
Absolutely.
that sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what sucker shit? So
You know, when a person carries himself social media wise, and it's a fraud in real life.
Shout out to Fresh and Fit. And honestly, at this point, I really don't see a problem with the other clip at all, because we do see here that Cam really did spare no one. He's about to go in on the men just like how he went in on the women.
More to every person that got money, or every person who's rich, isn't a real one.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also, guys, the amount of money you have has nothing to do with how real you are. You know, if all you really have to offer the people in your life is financial means, watch how fast they all scatter like a bunch of cockroaches when you don't got it no more.
I think that gets kind of misconstrued in this society now, because a lot of people have money, but they're not genuine people.
So honestly, guys, I might not agree with Cam 100%, but I don't think this is any reason for people to call for his cancellation, and I don't even really think he said anything wrong. To me, what he's basically saying is there's a bunch of posers in our current day society, and you better watch out for those snakes. You better keep your grass mowed. Now, could he have worded what he said a little bit better? Of course. If that's the type of relationship that he saw work for him growing up, and now he wants the same dynamic for himself, I don't know, I guess I just don't really see the problem in that. I'm telling you guys, we're entering a very interesting moment in our society. A lot of gender roles are being absolutely destroyed, and so people are gonna keep having these heated debates about these topics because, like I said, we all have different upbringings. We all have our version of what we think is right, so I don't think we should be so quick to condemn the way other people think, and we definitely need to stay open to hearing their explanations. Either way, I want to know what you guys think about Cam Newton's comments down below. I also want to thank you guys for watching today and subscribing, and as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, aka Scarface, and I'm out. Peace!